Welcome to another connection here on TKO8 Television. Dennis King and Tabitha Odegaard. Thanks for joining us again this week. We really enjoy coming to the studio every week and having guests come in to talk about things many times that we don't know anything about either.
That's
so
for sure.
It's good information to hopefully we disseminate that information out to the public, and we hope you get a lot out of it out there as well. We enjoy doing the show. How you been?
I'm good. How are you?
Spring is sprung, right? It is here.
It's trying to.
It almost sprung.
Yeah, it's almost
sprung out for a moment, and then it kind of
recessed back. It's just teasing us right now. It's just teasing us.
Cooler weather, but looks like we're going to have beautiful weather ahead, and
I hope so.
Summer temperatures, which I'm really ready for. I don't know about you. I'm not a winter person.
No.
I like the warm weather.
And we didn't get any snow. If it's going to be cold, I want snow.
You want some white stuff?
Yeah, I want some white stuff to look at and play with. So.
How's everything out at the fitness club going?
Fitness club is going great. Good. Yeah, we're busy. Yeah.
A lot of cars out there. Every time I go, when I go work out, it's sometimes I go at the same time it's popular for a lot of other people in the afternoon and the morning, and it's just packed out there.
Oh,
but
yeah.
That's a good thing.
Early morning, noon, and 5 o'clock to like 7 o'clock is jam-packed.
Wow.
The tanning's going really good. We have massage therapy she's getting booked up, and yeah, everything's going great.
Your spinning classes, you have usually 2 to 3 a day, morning, noon, most of the time, and afternoon.
I do.
You do toning classes, personal training.
Oh yeah.
And so you've got the whole gamut.
Yes, I do. I do a lot of working
Touch
out.
a lot of different people coming in and out of there, so that's good.
It's good fun, yeah.
So
it's
check it out sometime and go by and get a schedule. She's got schedules out there, and pick it up and see if it fits you. Try what you let them try once free.
Yeah, of course.
And if they like it, then come back for more.
Absolutely.
Well, stay with us. We'll be back in a moment. We're going to talk with Dave Fitton about a free musical event that's big for Harrison on Connection.
Harrison, Arkansas, a town where business is personal. A Health Mart town. Pharmacist Tara Wilmot owns her Health Mart pharmacy. Here, Tara offers free one-on-one prescription medication consultations, providing information to customers in a way that makes them feel comfortable, not confused. Expert knowledge, personal attention. It's what makes Tara a Health Mart pharmacist and Harrison a Health Mart town. Your town is a Health Mart town. So visit your locally owned Health Mart today.
Hi, this is Robin at McDonald's. We are proud to announce we have new Premium McWraps. They are chicken and bacon, sweet chili, and chicken ranch. They are delicious. Have one with our world famous French fries and your favorite soft drink. Come to McDonald's of Harrison or McDonald's North, where we'd love to see you smile. Remember, Premium McWraps. They are chicken and bacon, sweet chili, and chicken ranch. Our drive-thru or dine-in is open 24 hours a day.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television. Our first guest in the studio today is Dave Fitton. Dave, thank you so much for coming in. I kind of put you a little bit on the spot, getting you to come in this as quickly, but we were actually going to talk about something else a little too early to talk about that. So Dave said, hey, I've got an event coming up that I think people need to know about. And
they do need to know about
it's
this.
Pretty big deal for Harrison.
Big deal for Harrison, Arkansas,
yeah, it really
for sure.
Go ahead, just take off here.
Yeah, well, I'm pleased to be here, and I'm thankful to be here. We have a real opportunity that I want to talk about, and maybe the thing that we originally talked about, I can come back later and talk about that.
We will definitely have you back here.
But yeah, there's this is almost unbelievable for Harrison, Arkansas, in my opinion. We have an opportunity to have a concert put on by the winners of the international music competition that's held every year in Sicily.
Wow.
And this is a group of 10 to 12 vocalists, cellists, pianists, violinists, and other instruments. And they're actually I've been able to see the agenda, and they're going to have 17 different performances that will be put on. Last year I had the opportunity to see these folks, and they're just fabulous. But anyway, the event is going to be on Thursday, April the 25th. At 7 p.m. at the First Presbyterian Church, and that's at 220 Arbor Drive right here in Harrison.
Yeah, you can't miss it. It's right there at the corner of Arbor and Caps Road, Goblin Drive.
Goblin Drive, yeah,
Goblin
right
Drive,
there.
right there. You can't miss it.
Goblin Drive.
Not
and Caps
very nice
Road.
church. My church, as a matter of fact.
Yeah,
but it's got they seat. I'm sure you can seat 200 plus in the main.
I would think so.
Area there.
Yeah.
So it's set up, and it's really nice because of the stage, and it's kind of auditorium style.
It is really nice.
Yeah, and it's new. You know,
It's a
so
good place to
it'd
have
be a good venue for that particular. Okay, so tell us a little bit about how did we wind up with this group that's international in Harrison, Arkansas? Nothing wrong with Harrison, but we're kind of small.
Exactly.
It's one of those things that kind of happened, sort of like me being on the show today. We started talking about one thing, and then we got into something else. But a fellow by the name of Sherman Banks, who's with the Arkansas Municipal League, was invited to come in and talk to us about the possibility of doing a sister city program, and that's something I think that is still of interest. But in the process of talking about what the options might be there, Sherman told us that he is involved with this group that put on this music competition over in Sicily, and he goes over there every year. And he said, he said, well, I'm in charge of their schedule when they come and do their performances here in America. How would you like for them to come to Harrison?
Nice.
And of course we said, yeah, fabulous.
I'll pass that up. I really want to see that.
We were kind of blown away, by the whole thing.
Wow.
And I give Mayor Jeff Crockett a lot of credit for this, because he's the one that actually set up the meeting with Sherman originally to talk about the Sister City program. And of course, we were all real excited, and myself and a few other aldermen that were in on that meeting, and some other interested citizens that sat in on that. And so they did come last year. We didn't do a great job of getting the word out. And I think we probably had 100, 120 people that showed up for it last year, and it was at the same place.
Okay.
But it was just fabulous.
So
and
more people need to know about it.
Yeah, they really do.
Sure.
That's that to have
They're
a group
missing
like
out.
that in a small community like Harrison. You see those kind of groups in Chicago and New York at at major
But not in Harrison,
major
Arkansas.
theaters where
Right,
they perform.
exactly.
But to have them here, I mean,
I can safely say that there's no other town our size that's going to have this opportunity.
Yes.
And so, it's really a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. And, of course, the people that are here this year are different than the
I was
people.
gonna ask.
They're the winners of the competition. They're the ones that,
okay.
it's international competition. These are people from Europe and Africa and Asia and the Americas all come together. And this is the cream de la cream of the whole thing.
So it's going to be really
and
good.
these people are totally different than the ones that won it last year. So even the people that came last year will be able to see something different this year.
Is this the international version of American Idol?
Sounds like it.
Yeah, except that they're
a lot better.
A little different competition.
Well, yeah, these are classical musicians.
So do they play all kinds of instruments? I mean, is this a...
Well, yeah, I mean, there are certain... Last year, I can only go by what I saw last year, but what I saw last year was there were people that were vocalists that also played different instruments. There was one person that played 2 or 3 different instruments.
Nice.
But there were a lot of variety, and I mean, just the quality is just, it's outstanding, just outstanding.
Yeah.
Is there a fee?
No, it's free.
It's free. Awesome.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
great.
to go to an event like that, normally the tickets would be,
Yeah,
pretty substantial.
it could be 50,
Yeah,
$100,
yeah, for a
something
place.
like
I mean,
that.
if they were if they were in some major city and you go somewhere like that.
Yeah.
Typically last year, how many performers? I mean, normally.
Well, I think they're about the same number as there were last year. It looks like there'll be somewhere between 10 and 12 people, assuming that everyone shows up, and I'm assuming that they will.
Okay.
I'm really kind of surprised that they invited themselves back again this year.
That is something.
Because they're probably used to really big audience
Absolutely.
and 150.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, we really want to go and mess with that this year.
But I think that
They like us here.
well, I think we did have a reception for them afterwards, and I'm assuming they'll probably do the same thing this year. I think the mayor sponsored it last year. But in talking with some of the artists, they wanted, when they came to America, they wanted to experience more than just the big cities.
Gotcha.
And so I think we offered them that opportunity to see smaller town environment.
Absolutely, we definitely do that.
You know, the many times you talk about the city, exchange program type thing.
Right.
Those are great programs where let's say a city or a town in some other country kind of gets an agreement with some city or town in the United States, and it's almost like an exchange student program type thing, which I think, from a cultural standpoint, it's fantastic because you kind of get to see how both entities live and the economic situation and what the strengths of each area and each. I think that if something like that could ever if we could do that. I know at one time it seemed like the college here, maybe Jim Stockton was doing a little bit of that with some of the college type from a college standpoint. But I think it's fantastic to have the opportunity not only for them to experience a small town like this, but for us to have somebody of that quality come to Harrison.
Absolutely. That's absolutely.
Quick question. I'm wondering, do the band instructors know about this, or the music teachers in junior high and high school around the area or close by?
That's a really good point. Like
I would really make it a point to let them know.
Yeah, and that's a good point. I think I can figure out how to contact them.
You're going to figure it out. Good. Because, they could do, like, extra credit. If I see you there, you say that you've been there, extra credit.
Well, and I'm sure they would like to have, maybe some of their students that are in the music.
I think,
I
think what I'll do is probably contact Dr. Moss first.
Right.
And that's probably the place to start. And then it probably get her to disseminate the information to the people rather than just going to them direct.
That's probably a good idea. And then also you might do the same thing for some of the areas. Most of them have bands now, like Valley Springs has their own band. I know Bergman has their. In the trade area here, there's probably 4 or 5 schools that would be interested, maybe in sending some. But they'd like to come. It's free. It doesn't cost anything.
Yeah.
So one little thing. Do they have a website that you can go to?
Actually, they do. It's of course www.ibla.org. So it's pretty simple, ibla.org.
And you could go on there and I guess kind of see.
If you want to find out about that competition and what it's all about and the type of performers that they attract, so that you can kind of see
how big a deal this really is.
Well, yeah, and remember, these are the winners.
Yeah, these are the winners on an international basis. I mean, think about these. These are international, I'm sure, young people probably in most cases, or maybe all age groups.
We're probably sitting here talking about it, but we probably don't even know the exact how lucky we are until we go and we actually see
last year I think the youngest was 18 or 19, and the oldest was probably in their 50s or 60s. So it's a whole range of
that is fantastic.
Artists. Yeah.
Very good. That's very good. Yeah. Well, this is I'm glad we got to talk about the other situation, which we'll have you back on, but we wound up talking about this free concert, which I hadn't heard anything about, so I'm glad that we're getting the information out, and anything you can do to make sure that we certainly want to make sure that we're a good host to these people coming from around the world to this little town, and that's good.
And we expect to see both of you there.
Well, I'm glad you told me.
No pressure, but you know what? There is no pressure. It'd be great fun.
That'd be great to go see. Because I missed it last year, obviously. And that's good.
Well, it was in your church,
Yeah, I know. I missed it. That's terrible, isn't it?
You actually hosted it and didn't know it.
The building hosted it. I didn't know anything. Thank you, Dave, so much for coming in.
Maybe just before we wind it up, just a reminder, the event is on Thursday, April the 25th at 7 p.m. at the First Presbyterian Church.
Here in Harrison. Very good. April, don't forget, this would be a great experience for anyone, regardless of your age, to be able to see these people from all ages from around the world to come in and perform. Thursday, April 25th, 7 p.m., First Presbyterian Church in Harrison. Don't forget about that date. It is free to the public, and let's make them feel good. Fill up the auditorium. Yeah. Dave, thank you so much for coming in. Dave Fitton with us today on the first part of our show. We appreciate you joining us. Stay with us. We're going to talk to the Boone County Sheriff and one of his helpers about a huge project that they've got going on Connection.
Even the best of us make mistakes, so when trouble finds you, trust Campbell Bonding Company to help you through what can be a confusing and sometimes frightening experience. Jim, Robert, and Cole Campbell work as a family to offer your family understanding and compassion during a very difficult time. Campbell Bonding Company can help get your family back together quickly and confidentially. And in every step of the process, they're there for you. In times of trouble, let their family help your family. Campbell Bonding Company, 870-741-1138. For 22 years, Harrison Parks and Rec has been making a positive impact on our local economy with the Community First Bank Sports Complex, the Brandon Burlsworth Youth Center, and the First National Bank Soccer Complex. A wide variety of sports tournaments are possible, and thanks to these quality facilities, teams, coaches, family, and fans from all around the state and region have helped boost our local economy by $2 million annually. Harrison Parks and Rec, making an impact for our kids and community.
Back on Connection here on TKO8 Television, Dennis King and Tabitha Odegaard. Thanks for joining us on the show today, and we're going into the second half of our show. We have two people in the studio. We have Boone County Sheriff Mike Moore, and we have an assistant that, boy, if she ever loses a job, I wish she'd come over and talk to us, Kandi Wilson. Kandi, how are you doing today?
Doing good. Thanks for having us.
Now, I said, Mike, I said, now who drove up here? And she said, I drove. He drives too fast.
That's a vicious rumor.
Thanks for coming in, guys and gals. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you very much.
And we want to talk about it.
We're talking about Project Loved Ones. Tell us about that. What is that?
That's a new program that we started at the Boone County Sheriff's Office in February the 13th of this year. And what that does is folks that have Alzheimer's, dementia, even Down syndrome, they'll come to our department and we register them. We get their name, address, some phone numbers, a brief medical history, and 3 emergency contact numbers in case they become lost or wander away. We take pictures from the front and side views, and we fingerprint them. And like I said, if they become lost or wandered away from home, their caregivers or family member can contact us, and we have them registered in our agency computer, and we have their files in our dispatch office that is confidential. And not only our agency, but other area agencies can contact us, and we can give them that information to make the response times quicker so we can find those individuals.
Does this happen a lot where people just wander off and get lost?
You'd be surprised. It really does. You know, those instances, it can be really bad. You know, especially the folks that have Alzheimer's. Some of them have cardiac problems. Some of them are diabetics. And if they do not get their medicines and stuff in a timely manner, it could go from really bad to worse in a matter of a couple hours.
Wow.
Mike, this is really, to have someone like this kind of come up with a program and take it and hit the ground running with it is pretty. I like to see people and entities out in the forefront, and I know you do too.
It's a fantastic program, and you know the key to doing a good job is making sure you got people around you who are very smart, smarter than you, and so we're glad to have Kandi there, people, and she's just got a great program, and we're behind it 100%, and she's doing a great job of organizing it, and in fact we have a golf tournament coming up at the end of the month. We may talk about that in a little bit, but.
By the way, congratulations on being Boone County Sheriff. You haven't been in very long, and I haven't seen you much since you won the election. But
he's a little busy.
My family hasn't seen me much either.
They probably seen you about as much as I have, probably. Well, I know you're busy.
Very busy.
You had to hit the ground running with a job like that. There's not much. There's not a down training program time, is there? You just kind of got to get.
No, there's not. I think I was telling you earlier, it's kind of like just being dropped in the rapids from a airlift or something. Just drop you in and say, okay, start paddling and get going. But I tell you what, I've just got such a great staff.
I was going to say, I know a lot of your staff,
and they do a great job, and I've been doing a lot of training, going to continue to do a lot more training in law enforcement, so it's going really well. I couldn't be happier.
Very good. That's awesome.
Very good.
That's wonderful.
Let's see, where are we here on our question?
You know what, you said it, but I don't know if you really said it, just to let everybody know, because I really want to give her credit for this. This is Kandi's project. This is her all.
She thought of this.
You thought of this. This is all your idea. What inspired you to think of that?
My grandfather that lives in Texas, my mama and them live down there, and he has early onset dementia. And I know when I call at least once or twice a week to check on him, she worries every time that she goes out to go get groceries or go to her doctor's appointments. And I think it's important that the sheriff's offices throughout the United States band together and let's work and protect these people. You know, they are our elderlies, and they're the ones that are the forefathers that founded, you know, our nation, and they need our protection. I know a lot of times they are pushed to the side, and I want to do everything that I can do to ease those caregivers' minds, because it is very stressful, besides taking them to the doctor's appointments. And just that split second, you can turn around and they can be gone.
You know, I would think too, Mike, you've been the sheriff in sheriffs all over the country and counties, and we've had some here, I know, over the years that have been lost, and luckily I think most of them have all been found. But a lot of man hours spent to find these people. If we can streamline this where it could help, you know, maybe quick, not only for their own health and benefit, but from a manpower standpoint, I would think it'd be a much better program.
Absolutely. Anytime we can do anything as far as prevention goes, we're just way ahead of the game. And you know, there's two aspects to someone being lost or someone being gone. First, you have just their general safety. You want to make sure that you're doing everything you can to make sure they're safe and they're taken care of. And this is a real preventive tool to lessen the time that maybe they're lost, but also just the worry and the grief of a family who can't find a child or can't find
I can't imagine.
A parent or a spouse even that's wandered off. And you know, we've seen tragedy even recently here in our own community where you know, someone had wandered off and the elements at night were just too much.
Be prepared, because you never know, right?
And it is. You're right. And a program like this for our senior citizens, you know, they're in a time of need, and their families. You know, there's enough stress on families anyway when they have someone with dementia or Alzheimer's. I mean, that's a tremendous stress on the family anyway. And then to all of a sudden that person walks out the back door or goes while they're gone 5 minutes, and then they come back and they're not there. Well, then, you know, gosh, it's just a great program here.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about registration. Okay, somebody wants to go register.
If someone wants to come down and register, we do that on Wednesdays from 8 to 2. But if they have, you know, something already scheduled that day and they need to do a different time, like on a Monday or a Friday or something, they just need to call me at the Boone County Sheriff's Office at 870-741-8404. And we'll schedule a time in there, and we'll get them back there, and there's just a 2-page form that they fill out. And it's just brief information like their date of birth, their name, some contact information, a brief medical history. We'll take them back to our booking desk, and we'll take a front picture and a side profile picture, and we'll fingerprint them. And then I take that information and enter it into the computer, and we have them labeled as Project Loved One. That way, if someone does call in, say at 10 o'clock at night, and say, you know, my grandfather, he's got up out of the bed and wandered off, when we look their name up and they've pre-registered like that, we automatically know that, hey, that's Project Loved One, the file's right there in dispatch office, and we can get our guys out there and hunt them up and get them back home safely.
Pictures and identification of
everything.
Whatever.
We have everything right there on hand. And like I said, even other agencies, you know, Baxter County, Carroll County, if someone wandered away that far, we can help those agencies out as well and get them that information very quickly. But it doesn't take no more than about 15 minutes to register them, and I just invite everybody down to come and do that. You know, we really want to help the public.
Would someone, a guardian or some family member, bring them? Probably in most cases, I would think.
Most cases, but here, week before last, we went to the independent living. And we registered over 30 people that day. It was myself, Sergeant Silva, and Corporal Penny Goodman. We all went down there and spent about 2.5 hours with the folks down there, and they were just wonderful, and we really enjoyed it. And you know, it's wonderful to be able to help everybody.
So you actually went and did it on site? Then.
Yes, I went and did it on site. So, you know, we will travel.
We will travel.
We will travel.
That's really good. And I don't know. What about like the nursing homes? Is it something that you could do?
I think it's something that's available to those folks.
Yeah, if they wanted to, as a you know, and their families, obviously. So this would be something you could actually put the brochures at the nursing homes, and family members could say, "Boy, we need to," you know, because even nursing homes. I mean, they've walked out of nursing homes, particularly in, you know, some of the more senior living complexes where they're not necessarily bedridden, but they're there because they need help.
And there's no shame in being registered.
No, not at all. Not at all.
I think maybe me and you should go register.
Probably should. In fact, I've gotten lost a few times. I don't know about you.
it won't be that long.
Funny.
I mean, and really, it's just a good idea.
It is.
Even if, don't let that bother you. It's just kind of like it's just a preparation tool.
I think it is. Yeah.
How big is this project? Like, how far? Mountain Home? Where are we going to?
What I would like to see done right now, we've just started it in Boone County.
Okay.
This is my long-term goal to see this happen. I would like to see our agency help a few other counties, surrounding counties, and like us be in charge of the Northwest region.
Gotcha.
And then get maybe Baxter County or Carroll County, in charge of a few counties out that way, and then bring it on down to the southern Arkansas.
Okay.
And that way, each agency would be in charge of at least 5 or 6 counties there, and have their own file system right there.
Okay. Very
And
good.
stuff. Yes, sir.
Maybe
Okay.
they could spread the word on
Right.
out
Right.
and on
Out
out.
around. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome.
We got about 3 minutes left.
Okay.
Let's talk about the fundraiser.
Yes,
sure.
sir. We're putting on a golf tournament April the 29th,
Okay.
and we're calling it Teed Up for Project Loved One. It's the first annual golf tournament, and what we're doing is we're raising money for Project Loved One. We need to purchase some radio equipment this summer to go along with the program, and we're going to serve lunch from 11:30 to 12:30. There's going to be gift bags, and we're going to tee off at 1 o'clock.
Okay.
And there's contests and prizes, and we're
What's
just
the format? Is it a two-person?
it's 2 men.
Two-person scramble. And cost per person?
It's $150 for a 2-man team.
Okay. 75 a person.
Yes, sir.
He'll be there. That's what he loves to do. He loves
I'm going to play. Mike and I are going to play together.
Oh, wow.
Mike, how's your game these days? You'll have to kind of pull me along with you.
It's not got any worse.
It's kind of like my game.
It's not got any better. But it's not got any worse. I haven't had time to play.
Exactly.
Actually, my game has been kind of up and down all over, but if you and I play together, if you'll wear your pistol, the only birdie we may get is we shoot.
Yeah.
And
I couldn't guarantee that.
I'll have to let you do the shooting. I'm not very good with the pistol, but no, I'm just kidding. Okay, fantastic. So this is a fun. Now, have you done this tournament before, or is this the first year you've
This
done?
is first annual.
First annual.
Yeah.
At the Harrison Country Club.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And so, got plenty of time, April 29th, so people got plenty of time. Can they just go out there and pick up a form, or how would they register?
They
I believe they can, and they can call Kandi
Okay.
also.
at
So
the sheriff's office.
they'll have forms at the pro shop, I'm sure, at the country club, where they can fill out a form and
Yes,
leave
sir.
their check there with them with the pro shop. And then
And we're also looking for whole sponsors, of course,
Okay.
and corporate sponsors.
How much are your sponsors?
For a whole sponsor, it's $100.
Okay.
For a corporate sponsor, that's $500. But what that gets you is 3 2-man team entry
Okay.
fees,
Okay.
plus a whole sponsor sign, your name on our corporate banner, and your name on the back of our T-shirt.
Wow, you can't beat that.
Very good.
That's very
wonderful.
good. Well, that will be a fun event. I mean, those are always fun events, Mike. as you
Oh,
know.
we're going to have fun.
It'll
We've
be
got a great putting contest that
Yeah.
it's a little different than the normal putting contest, and I'm not going to give you a lot of. But you
It's a
can buy.
surprise.
It's going to be a 30-foot, 3-inch putt,
Wow.
and you can buy feet for $1
Oh,
a
that
foot.
sounds like
so
fun.
if you want to
Nice.
make a 3-inch putt, then you purchase a $30. You get to putt a 3-inch putt. Now then, there's a round 2 because there may be several people do that, and eventually there'll be a winner, and the winner is going to get like $100 worth of lottery tickets.
Oh, wow. Sounds like
So it could be $1 million
You
putt.
might win $1 million.
There you go.
Thank you both for coming in. We appreciate it
thank
very
you.
much. Candy,
Thanks for having us.
great
Yes.
job of putting this together.
Thank
I'm
you.
sure
Thank
Sheriff
you.
Moore is very appreciative to have a staff member like that's
Very
forward
proud.
thinker. And Mike, good to see you
you.
again in the sheriff's uniform. And you and I have been around with the county judge and
That's
a lot of
right.
different things. So
That's
it's
right.
good to see you. You look like you're having a great time, and I know you got a great staff down there too. We
Absolutely.
appreciate you both coming in.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Ray.
Don't forget about this date. Mark it down. April 29th, Harrison Country Club, 1 p.m., 2-person scramble. Cost you $75, and it goes to a great cause. Help them out. Let's make sure they're successful. Hope you have a great week.
You
and
too.
we'll see you again next week.
Yes.
See us on Connection.